It's way too often as traders, we go back to our trading view, our MetaTrader, our NinjaTrader, and we see the move that we wish we were in. That big candlestick that you see on your chart that you wish you were in because you knew it could have gave you life-changing gains, but you were not in the trade because you didn't know what to look for. You didn't know when the move can happen. That's why in this video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to catch the biggest moves in the markets, how to capitalize off of volatility in the markets, trading futures and Forex. Oftentimes, it really just starts with preparation. So what are you guys doing? What is your trading routine? Are you trading London session? Are you trading Asian session? Are you trading New York session? Are you trading the overlap? Get your routine together and learn your pair when the most volatile moments happen for your pair. That's number one. Reason why I catch a lot of moves is because I know my pair. Me, I like to trade indices, futures. So I like to trade US 30, right? I like to trade the Dow. I like to trade Nas 100 or NASDAQ. Those pairs, I know when the volatility is going to come in. So for that pair, I know that every single morning, I'm going to get up at 7 in the morning because New York Open is at 7:30 in the morning. So there can be a boost in volatility 7:30 in the morning, my time, which is Central Time. Also, I know that a lot of times news events happen at 7:30 in the morning. So now you have New York Open plus a news event at the same time, giving you a lot of volatility at 7:30 in the morning. Sometimes it'll happen at stock market open. So stock market open is an hour later. So that will be 8:30 Central Time for me. So I know that every morning around 8:27, 8:28, we're gonna start to see a big shift in volume because stock market opening is happening. And depending on what news is happening that day, you could have a crazy push up or down. Either way, you're going to see a lot of crazy volatility, and that's chances for you to have a big day. So I'm gonna give you guys the resources and I'm going to show you guys exactly what type of moves you can catch when you follow my routine. Okay guys, so the first step is to check our economic calendar, check our news events, and do our fundamental analysis. To do that, we can use my FX book, we can use Forex Factory, but I like to use both websites just in case any of the websites leave out anything. So on my Forex Factory, of course, we want to use our filter option. I always filter the red folder news only because that's the only news I really care about. That's the only news that shakes the market for what I'm trading, which is the Dow Jones, US 30, Nas 100, or NASDAQ, or the Russell. You see here, you can even filter the event types, growth, inflation. I'm going to tell you guys now, not every news event is going to give you the craziest move in the market, but there are certain news events that hit the market more than others. So news events that have to do with inflation, sometimes unemployment, and also speeches, okay? So all these things can either bring in new investors or scare investors and have them tank the market. The great thing is you could click on any one of these news events and you can see this is PMIs. Anytime you see PMIs, the markets are gonna go crazy. So when we scroll down, we got more news events. You guys can see we have a lot of volatility coming into the market. We got CPIs coming, we got PPIs coming. So this has to do with interest rates. So you guys know that the market is going to hit crazy this day. As you guys can see, producer price inflation. All right, guys, so you should know, get ready for when this news event comes out because there's gonna be a lot of volatility. But let's go ahead and look at what happened today. September 3rd, we had news at 6:45 and 7 in the morning. So that news isn't going to hit that hard until stock market open. So let's see what happened stock market open. So as you guys can see, this is the micro E-mini NASDAQ for futures trading. I have green areas all over my chart, which filters the time periods where I like to trade, where the most volatility comes in for these pairs. And you can see right here, right where this green area is marked at, the market tanks. This is not a coincidence. That's because this is stock market open, and this is also where the news happened. So all you had to do was be in a trade before stock market open for you to catch this huge move. It's really that simple, even without doing technical analysis. But let's do the technical analysis because you may be asking me, well, Giovanni, how would you know to get into a buy or a sell? Well, let me show you guys. First thing we want to do is we want to do our technical analysis on the higher time frame. So I like to go to the daily, Okay, so this is the daily time frame. And as you guys can see, we had a big bullish move coming up here, and then it hit a resistance and it fell, right? Now, it fell at this area, and we need to mark up these areas right here. So that's what we're gonna do. This area that we marked up is an obvious resistance or order block, right? Okay, so now we got a resistance, but we don't just only mark up that area. We need to mark up the exact price where it keeps rejecting, so we can have that precision, right? That precision. So this area right here, it kept rejecting, right? That is price 19,927. So when we zoom in, you can obviously see that price kept trying to come above these areas, and it did come above these areas, but it failed to close above these areas every single time. For the last 3 days, it came up here, right? So that's 1, 2, 3. 3 daily candlesticks, it could not close above this price. That should tell you something, right? So now the next day, price closes down here, comes back up here, and it's another rejection at the same price. So now let's start to mark up the amount of times that this price was rejected. That's 1. Price rejected twice. Price rejected 3 times. 4 times, right? Then price tried to come back up again, and then it just didn't have the power and it dropped, okay? That's another rejection, making lower lows now. Now we have another candlestick trying to push up. It cannot. And an engulfing candle. All these rejections, right? So now you can see we have a new resistance that's forming here. And we can mark that up as well. This is 2 days in a row it rejected the same price. You can see here. So now we can just stretch that over. So we got more resistance. Let's also mark up the price, so we just know the price that it can't close above. And that price is 19,635. So off of these markups alone, you should know if you're watching the lower time frames and price is above 19,635, then you should know most likely it's going to end up in a wick and we're going to have a sell-off. And that's what happened this day, that day, this day as well. So let's mark it up. This was a huge wick, and then it tried to come back up here again and it failed, right? And now you have this day where this news happened and we have this big, huge engulfing candle. But you guys have to think about it. Look at the buildup. This didn't just come out of nowhere. It came with a big news event and it came with stock market open, but it was a buildup to this, guys. Look at the buildup. We had a big bullish move. We know that when we have a big bullish move, there's gonna be a pullback, right? It's gonna happen. We had this resistance. It rejected this resistance this whole time. 1, 2, 3, and then it fell, kept going down, lower and lower and lower. You can make your trend line or whatever you want to do, but this is how I like to do it. I just see that price cannot make it back up to this resistance, and I see that's making lower lows, and it can't even close above this new resistance anymore. So if we're over here, you can make an educated guess. You can make a sell here even before news comes out, just by taking a sell and knowing what price it cannot close over. That's a good stop loss, 106-point stop loss, and then you just let it rock. And this is how you get those trades. Boom, just like that. But how do we get the sniper entry, right? So that's when we go to our lower time frames. We can see in our 5-minute time frame all the rejections I just marked up. This rejection, right? Another rejection right here. And then we have the final rejection. Remember, guys, this green filter is the time where I trade. This is stock market open. So let me show you guys the exact candlestick that is stock market open, which is 8:30, right? The 5-minute candlestick at 8:30. That candlestick will be this candlestick. So I marked it up. This candlestick is 5 minutes before stock market open, and this is the actual candlestick that's stock market open. So you guys can see that we have another rejection. Price was going up, and then 5 minutes before stock market open, the market showed you which direction that we're going today. Another big engulfing, right? 5 minutes before. So this is your chance to get in the trade. So if you're wondering how to get sniper entries and have a huge day, it's about getting in before that huge volatility is going on and then catching a good trend. At this point, after you get your price action confirmation, you just place your sell. You can place your stop loss above this candle, or you can place it above where you know price wasn't able to close at. It's up to you. But let's just say we did a 100-point stop loss because sometimes the volatility could be crazy, so we give it a little bit of room. We go for at least a 1 to 2 here, and it smacks. And you guys could have helped, right? But this is an easy setup. And you guys could see stock market open candle, drop. As soon as stock market opened, big drop. 10 minutes into stock market open, it dropped 123 points. So this is what I'm trying to show you guys. This is all you need to have a big day every day. Wake up, stock market open, and try to catch that 123 points. Whether you're stacking trades on forex or you're scalping or holding trades in futures, you guys can catch an easy 100 to 200 points every single day after stock market open. And this is how I be done for the day, 10, 20, 30 minutes into stock market open. But this is how you have your big day, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, you look at the news, the fundamental analysis, you look at my FX book, you look at the Forex Factory, and you check the weather of the market, meaning what type of news events is dropping today, at what time. You need to know what time that news event is starting so you can catch that volatility a little bit before the news event actually starts. Now you need to apply what you know for technical analysis and mark up what's been going on so far. What is the weather of the market? What's been the weather of the market so that you can apply those two things to what most likely can happen. In this scenario, it was already looking like a sell before a news event even happened. After you figured out your analysis, you know the prices of rejection, whether it's support or resistance, and then you place your setup with your stop loss and your TP. After that, to have a big day, you hold your nuts, guys. You hold your nuts, you be brave, and you hold the trade. Why? Because a lot of times news events can trigger big trends like this. That's why. A lot of times when it's a big news event, that's where you catch those crazy moves, guys. That's where you catch moves for 500, 600 points. Only way you catch these moves is by being brave. You can trail and stop if you want. You could take profits here and there. That would be smart to do. But break even, right? Break even and then hold your nuts. Now, this is the secret and the great thing about trading news events and trading stock market open. Obviously, as soon as stock market open happened, it was a big drop. Remember, this is the 5-minute candlestick. The first 5 minutes of your trade, you're able to break even, and that is big. That is huge. That gives you a sigh of relief. That relieves the stress off of your shoulders. That gives you the ability to throw away your phone or turn off your computer and not even look at the charts and then come back later to thousands of dollars. So you enter in within this 5-minute candle, you put your stop loss, and then as soon as it drops all these points, you need to break even. You need to break even at whatever your entry was at, break even, and then let the rest ride. Just like that. Let the rest ride, take TP, whatever you want to do for your trade management is up to you, but this is how you have a big day. You break even and then you be brave. And then you look back and you see that the market is trying to pay you that big money because it was a big news event, and big news events lead to big trends. Look at all this. Look at all this when we go down here, guys. Look at all this. And it just continued to fall. That's a 600, 700 point move for you guys. Easy. Just by doing some technical analysis and then getting in before the news event starts to get that sniper entry. So that's the secret, guys. It's about taking advantage of that volatility for stock market open or news events and then getting in a trade and breaking even as soon as possible so that the market can pay you. That was micro E-mini NASDAQ, but I want to show you the same thing happened for everything else. So this is the E-mini Russell. Same thing, guys. Stock market open, rejection. Same thing for Dow Jones. E-mini Dow Jones, stock market open, rejection. Same thing, guys. All you gotta do is get in 5 minutes before stock market open, have your stop loss, and then break even as soon as possible. That's it. Now that you guys know my trading routine, you guys know what I'm looking for fundamentally, you know what I'm looking for technically, now you guys can apply this to whatever pair you want to trade and do the same thing I'm doing, trading that volatility only and getting the biggest moves in the market. This should give you a clearer understanding of how you should attack the markets. If you guys got some value from this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching The Trading Code. I'll catch you on the next one.